Can you talk about any strategies or thoughts you have around branch management or even repos that have evolved in this kind of agentic world when things move at such incredible speed and when you have a lot of parallel work happening?
Yeah, I mean, certainly our philosophy has changed. Like Ajit and I used to get in a little bit of argument sometimes about like what's the right size for a PR, how many commits. Like it ended up he wanted to see a lot less because initially we're coming from that BC before Claude era, where you do like things like git bisect and git log, and you can make sense of the code base and the stream of work that's coming in because it's at human pace. But I think we both realized at some point that just no longer makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it's actually bad for the agents when you have like a PR that's like a 10,000 line PR with changes all over the code base that are completely unrelated just to like make it look like a nice clean commit history. And the reason is because if you want agents to go back and look at previous commits, it's very hard for them to reason what the heck was this change for, because it's touching a little bit of everything. And so like smaller commits, much higher volume, very focused and targeted is better. And there's a balance there. I mean, sometimes I still have like way too big of commits, just because you're in the flow and you're working with in one work tree, and you're just like, I don't want to spin up another work tree just for this one thing. I'm like right here, just fix it while I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I don't know.
And have your thoughts around like the repo mapping and structure have changed in this new world?
Yeah, I think it's evolving right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we really have loved having a monorepo. That, like, the sense that the coding agent can make sense of everything has been really important. Although we have like a separate design system repo and a separate repo for the CLI, I think what we've observed is that at least with coding agents today, it's they often get lost when the repo is really large. And so yes, you can build quickly once you get to a larger size repo. I don't know, we have like 750,000 lines of code right now, let's say. It might be better to break that down into smaller chunks, more well-defined, almost like when we went from monolithic services to microservices.
Yeah.
Like, I think there is probably something to be said of like breaking down repos into more micro repos.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as agents are dealing more with all the dependency management, the PRs, the kind of dealing with the fact of like having to import things across repos that would have been annoying to humans too, like to manage all this. If you're not having to manage as a human, agents might be very good at that. So I think that's something that we'll probably explore at some point. Right now we're still on a repo, but I think that's going to be something. And again, all these things that we've used as software engineers over the decades and learned, almost all of them you can say, okay, throw that out. Let's start from first principles. How should it be?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you'll bring some of those techniques back and things that just make sense. But it's really a fresh opportunity to face these with new perspectives at like how these things should work.